Hi everybody, welcome to All Games New and Old. I am David Rodriguez, and today I'm going to be unboxing Marvel Zombies. Not just this box, but all of the boxes. I did the all-in pledge, so the only thing you're not going to see in this video is the Galactus unboxing, because that came early, and I did that in a separate video, which you can certainly go watch. We're going to plow through this and take a look at everything. It's going to be a lot. So I'm excited though. I've been waiting for this game for a long time. I've seen people who got the 2-wave shipping get their base game, and I've been very, very jealous. But you know, now it's my turn, and so we're gonna look at it. So this is a Zombified game. It's designed by Michael Shinall and Fabio Curry, from original design by Guitan, Lillian, and Raoult, and art by Marco Cecchetto. I hope I'm saying at least half of those right. I don't know. So let me flip this over. It says, when the first members of the Avengers joined the ranks of the undead, it became clear how much trouble the world was in. Despite their condition, these heroes retain their full mental faculties, if they can only keep the powerful hunger at bay. So assemble your undead team, build up your appetite, and go change the face of the earth. This is no world of Marvel heroes, this is a world of Marvel zombies. It says Marvel Zombies, a Zombified game, is a cooperative game where 1 to 6 players control zombified superheroes, facing off against shield agents and living superheroes controlled by the game itself. The goal is to complete mission objectives, defeat your enemies, and most importantly, satiate your ravenous hunger. Eliminating enemies and devouring bystanders makes you more powerful. But the bigger a danger you pose, the more forces are sent to hunt you. The ever-growing hunger makes you stronger, but if you don't feed, it will consume your mind and body. Only by working together can the zombie heroes find the key to their salvation. So, there you go. It's from 1 to 6 players, ages 14 and up, plays in about an hour, it says. Alright, I'm not going to bother with the pizza cutter today. We're just going to go straight to the X-Acto because I got a lot of stuff to get through. So, let's do this thing. Now, I'm going to be trying to look at these figures and know who the characters are off the top of my head, for the most part, unless there's like an easy sheet I can reference. And I think I'm pretty knowledgeable about Marvel Comics, but that being said, I have been a regular collector in quite a few years, and costumes have changed, and, you know, these are, of course, going to have some unique looks to them, so there might be some that I'm not sure of that maybe are plainly obvious to other people. I don't know, but I'm going to do my best to figure this out. Either way, I'm sure there'll be cool models to look at, even if I'm not totally sure what the characters are. There's also likely to be characters that I'm just not very familiar with, again, because it's been a while since I really delved into comics in any real way. Okay, so here is our rule book. So the back has like a round summary. That's nice. It's credits. So about 42 pages it looks like. Although that's like hero mode, so it might be kind of different. Oh yeah, and a lot of these are missions too. So let's get to the, let's see what the rules actually are. The rules are, it looks like about 22 pages. So that's not too bad. And of course, lots of pictures and whatnot, so you can kind of see examples of everything. So it's not probably actually that much reading. Here's our little sheet that tells you what everything is. So I might keep that open to the side just in case I'm questioning something, but we shall see. Okay, so we have a box inside the box, which I'm guessing this is all the models. Oops, oh, I think I did this badly. There we go. Okay, so I'm gonna look at these last. I'm gonna put these to the side for a moment. All right, let's see what we have here. So we have the little plastic rings that probably go around the bases of your model so you know who belongs to who. You got some very simple black and red dye. They look cool, but nothing super exciting about them. Various color plastic cubes. And we have, here, let me zoom in a little bit. But they're the small cards. Let's take a little peek at these and see what we can tell about them. I actually haven't played a Zombified game, so there's a million of them. I actually have one of them that has been sitting on my shelf of shame for ever, pretty much. Okay, so there's all kinds of stuff here. Not super exciting art to look at, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time on that when we have so much to get through. Let's see if this is any different. This looks like stats for the shield agents, maybe. Some cards for them, but let's take a look. I really like the idea of Zombified. Just one of those, you know, some of these games are just hard to make happen. So, okay, so yeah, different kinds of enemies you'll be facing when you're zombies, a superhero. All right, Cool. All right. Looks nice, though. And then let's get this one up. And this looks a little more interesting because I saw the back, or the face of one of the cards. The one on the back side of this pack was Mary Jane. So I'm curious if we have like just known NPCs or known characters from the Marvel Universe in here. I don't recall if they mentioned anything about this or if it was a thing, but I do hope if that is the case, that there's a Stan Lee card. That'd be great. Okay, I'm gonna zoom in even further because it's just very far away. Okay, so Mary Jane, J. Jonah Jameson, Blind Al, Betty Ross, Agent Coulson, Okoye, Pepper Potts, Bob, Agent of Hydra, Sharon Carter, Aunt May, Wong, Thunderbolt Ross. We have some like other stuff that was exciting. So we have Thor, Spider-Man, Black Panther, Miss Marvel, Scarlet Witch, Doctor Strange, Undersign, and then we get some of the same characters again. So, okay. Oh, here's the zombie versions of the heroes. Some of them. Okay, Captain America, Iron Man, Wasp, Hulk, Captain Marvel, and Deadpool. Fantastic. Okay, great. And let's get into this. I'm going to zoom back out a little bit because this is much bigger. Now, I think they've probably done a lot more since then. I read the original Marvel Zombies story in like graphic novel form. And I got to be honest, I wasn't actually a big fan of it. I know a lot of people liked it a lot. It was very popular. I didn't like that they were so intact mentally, but they were still like they were like, oh man, yeah, I'm Spider-Man, Peter Parker. Oh boy, but I sure do have to eat brains now. And they like they didn't seem bothered by that fact. They were just like, yep, I gotta eat brains because I'm hungry. Oh well, it would have been a lot cooler, I thought, if they were actively trying to fight against that. But there really wasn't much of that in that story, and I don't know. It made it kind of cheeseball to me, but I like the concept, and in a game that's gonna be fine. Okay, so we have all kinds of tokens here. I'm not sure what all it is, to be honest with you, but I'm curious. This might be a first player token, I'm guessing, the vendor sign maybe. Okay, and then we got sections of board. Are these double-sided? Oh, they're double-sided too. Hold on, let me get to the other side of these so you can see. All right, so now we've seen the both sides of the top three. Okay, I don't want to leave anything out in case they're the Heroes for Hire sign. That's cool. Oh, there's a Nelson Murdoch law firm sign there. So there's definitely some cool stuff on here. Oh, there's a Broken Avengers Tower logo. Damage control. Okay. I like these little things you can kind of pick out in here. This is the, I'm blanking on the name of Doctor Strange's little home there, but whatever, it's that. You know what I'm talking about. All right. Let's see. Oh, there's a boxing ring. I assume a boxing, not wrestling. I'm guessing that's, let's see, what does it say? Powell's Gym. Okay, so it's a gym. All right, great. It's a church. Got the pews all messed up. Hell's Kitchen. Fantastic. Okay, let's see what this is here. Oh, this is probably our little character cards here. And then we'll move on to the models, which are always an exciting part of this kind of game. I love seeing the big miniatures. All right, let's see what we got. Let's zoom back in here. All right, Captain America, Iron Man, Wasp. These are zombies, of course. Hulk, Captain Marvel, Deadpool, and non-zombie ones, Thor, Spider-Man, Black Panther, Miss Marvel, Scarlet Witch, and Doctor Strange. So there you have it. Okay. All right, let me put these back in here so they're kind of out of the way, and then let's get to the models. All right, on the back here, it has a little diagram of how everything's supposed to go in, and also, what's in here. So let's dig on into this. It also has a code on here for free content. I don't know exactly what that will be, but it will be something. All right, so here's where we put like our player cards and other information. Similar to what they had in Black Plague, and I'm guessing probably a lot of other Zombicide games, but that's cool. I'm trying to get all these out of here, see if there's anything underneath that I need to pay attention to. Okay, just the models. All right, great. So what I'll do, I'm going to move this all to the side because it's hard for the camera to focus in on things when it's got a lot of stuff behind it. So, all right, I'm going to zoom as far in as it will let me. Here we go. That is Wasp. Looking not too well. There's Hulk. Fantastic. Now, one of the fun things about painting zombies is that you can be a little sloppy, honestly. Like, you don't have to be perfect because, you know, they're messy. They're kind of oozing gunk all over themselves. There's Deadpool, which is kind of cool. Although with superheroes, you still have their, you know, their bright uniforms, which you can mess up a little bit, but you still got to make that part look good. You know, if it's normal people in regular clothes, you can kind of do a little more simplistically. There's Captain America. All right, Iron Man. And Captain Marvel. Very cool. So those are your zombies. We have over here, here's the living heroes. We got Spider-Man. And they are color-coded. I'm sure you noticed the green ones are the zombie ones. The blue ones are the living superheroes. Black Panther. Doctor Strange. That's a really cool Doctor Strange model. I like that one a lot. All right, Miss Marvel. Looking a little stretchy. There's Thor. You know, I know it's a zombie apocalypse, but your hair is kind of a disaster, Thor. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't take that long to run a brush through that or something. So, anyway, that's fine. Scarlet Witch. Which, I mean, look, you have Scarlet Witch and Doctor Strange on your side. I feel like you could probably handle this whole situation, but maybe that's just me. All right, so here is Okoye. Who's badass. Love Okoye. Sharon Carter. These are all the living folks, by the way. There's Blind Owl. Okay, pretty sure it's Bob, Agent of Hydra. It's hilarious. And Thunderbolt Ross. And I believe this is Agent Coulson. All right, then we have what I believe are kind of like our general S.H.I.E.L.D. people here. They are in a few poses. I don't think I'm going to show every single one just because, you know, we don't want this this video to be like 900 hours long, preferably. So I'll show you a few different poses though. They're kind of cool looking. And then these guys that I'll show you, I think these are going to be more specialists. So there's this one who's kind of sprinting. And then we've got this heavily armored guy here. Okay, so let me see what's in the tray underneath this. It might be more the same. I know I see some of the same basic S.H.I.E.L.D. agents down there. And yeah, so the other tray underneath there is kind of more of the same stuff. So I'm not going to go through all this because, again, basically the exact same thing. So that's the first box, and we're going to move on to the second one. So if you're like me, first off, I'm sorry. But second off, this is what made you decide to actually back it. If it had been all Avengers, I probably could have resisted. I probably would have said, I don't need that. But the first expansion they announced was the X-Men Resistance expansion. So right away, you know, I know Avengers starts with an A, but the X-Men are really the A-team in Marvel. I think we all know that, right? I say that literally every time it's applicable in a unboxing or review or whatever I'm doing. Sorry, I'm just a big X-Men fan. I love the Avengers too. They're great. They really are. Okay. So if I remember right, this expansion has rules to allow you to just play the living heroes against the zombies. So that's another reason why it's important, because I wanted to try it both ways. I feel like thematically I'll be more into playing the living superheroes than the zombies, but I mean, time will tell. We'll see. I don't know how different it is, if it's very different at all, but that's kind of what I'm thinking. So let's flip this one over and see what it says. When the zombie invasion took over the world's mightiest heroes, most assumed everything was lost, but some superheroes still remain to stand against the undead. Old allies will need to be put down before they can devour every single last person on the planet. So it says, assemble you superhero team and muster all the power you can. You are humanity's last hope. Marvel Zombies X-Men Resistance, a zombicide game, is a cooperative game where 1 to 6 players control the last surviving superheroes facing off against zombie heroes and the zombie hordes controlled by the game itself. The goal is to complete mission objectives, defeat your enemies, and rescue endangered bystanders. Eliminating zombies gives you the experience needed to become an even more powerful hero. But the stronger you are, the more zombies appear to hunt you down and devour you. Only by working together and pushing your powers to the limit can the superheroes hope to put an end to the zombie apocalypse. Now, I don't know if this is a standalone expansion or if it's just purely an expansion. I'm really not sure. So either way, I like to have all the stuff, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, that's something I'm thinking it's just an expansion, but I was trying to see if I saw anything that said that you needed the base game on here, and I don't immediately see it anyway. I might just be overlooking it, but here we go. Getting into the Marvel Zombie the X-Men box. I'm very excited about this. All right, I just whacked the camera, so hopefully I didn't knock it askew. So here is our rule book. So it's got, yeah, I mean, it's got like basic rules. I wonder if this is standalone. I'm really not sure. It's got the missions, hero mode, zombie mode. Okay, I don't know. It's fascinating though. All right. We'll figure it out. Okay, so here are tokens, much like we had in the first box. I think, you know, this is different. The X-Men, I don't know what that's supposed to be, like some kind of room. But other than that, it's pretty much the same or similar stuff. This box is going to be our models. Let's look at what else we have here. Okay, so again, we've got the colored rings to put on your character so you can tell them apart, different colored plastic cubes, red and black dice. I don't know if I'm going to go through all these cards, actually. I did that with the first set, but I think we're going to see most of this art anyway. And so I don't think we need to do that. There's not a ton of like really unique art on them. It's you know, all just kind of the basic character art, which you'll see all over the place in this game. So, all right, let's see what we got here. So these are all the tiles that you're going to make up your board with. So I'm guessing a lot of these are going to be the X-Mansion. Oh, there's Cerebro. Fantastic. Blood splatters everywhere. It definitely looks mansion-like, that's for sure. So that's very cool. I like having deal zombies rampaging around the X-Mansion. That's very neat. It's like a medical bay area. This is the front door. Looks like the chandelier fell. Maybe killed someone because there's blood underneath. I don't know. All right. There's the Black Hawk. Front fountain. All right. Very cool. So those are all the boards. They're very nicely detailed like that. All right, let's look at the character cards here. All right. So we have a Magneto. I know it's Magneto, but that sounds really stupid to me. I've always called him Magneto, so that's what you're stuck with on this particular video. Mystique, Wolverine, Storm, Rogue, Colossus, ooh, Zombie Juggernaut, Zombie Psylocke. Oh, poor Psylocke. Zombie Sabretooth. Sorry. I just realized Cyclops is holding his own head, which is fantastic. It probably blasts all over the place. That's cool. Dark Phoenix and Iceman. Excellent. All right, so let me get this aside. I'm going to open up the miniatures box off to the side here because I don't want to have it underneath the models because it'll be hard to make out details. So we have more of those player boards like we had before, and the other ones are kind of like an army green. This is a blue, just fine. I don't think it matters beyond just, you know, something different. Let's get to some of these models. Okay, I'm gonna zoom in even further. All right, we have Juggernaut. Looking just terrible, frankly. Poor guy. I mean, it's a good model, don't get me wrong. Okay. Got Dark Phoenix, which, I mean, she's a problem when she's not a zombie, so this is crazy, but yeah, the flames have all these like skeletons and stuff in there. I don't know if you can tell, but pretty cool. All right, here's Zombie Iceman. I like that they use the, you know, the kind of clear plastic. Like, you don't, this one doesn't need painting, although it might be kind of cool to add some like white, like frosted areas onto there just to give it a little more depth, but you know, you don't want to cover it with white, so. All right, we've got Zombie Sabretooth. Yeah. I love this Cyclops with his head taken off. It's so brilliant. What a good way to use that character. And then poor Psylocke, her neck is not looking great, but you know, she's a zombie, so that's what happens. All right, we got Wolverine. See, I don't remember in this if it's like a virus or what it is that creates a zombie thing. I would think like Wolverine and Sabretooth's healing power might actually get him past it, but maybe not. All right, I believe this is Mystique. Here we have Rogue. These are really great models. I love them a lot. They're really fantastically done. Magneto. Storm. Looking excellent. And then finally for the heroes, we have Colossus. Here we have Amanda Sefton. Mariko Yoshida. I think that's Wolverine's love interest, if I'm not mistaken. It's been a minute, but I think that's what that is. Trish Tilby, I believe news reporter, and I think Beast's girlfriend, at least at some point. Shauna, I'm less familiar with this one. She might be from the Savage Land. I'm not sure. Seems vaguely familiar, but I think so because this is... Khazar is definitely from the Savage Land, so I'm guessing that's her deal too. It's been a while since I read a Savage Land story, especially. And then this is Callisto, who at one point was leader of the Morlocks. I've got a couple of these out. So we've got the Runners, which are the fast zombies. They're like Hellfire Club soldiers. We've got Reaver Brutes, the bottom half of them are tank. And then Walkers that are apparently all Madrox the Multiple Man, which is amazing. God, that's bad. If he can just duplicate himself to infinity as zombies, yikes. The bottom tray is mostly similar stuff before. There's, Runners and the Reaver guys and the Walkers, but there are some characters in here as well. So we have Bolivar Trask, who is like an anti-mutant, not very nice person, I can recall. Moira McTaggart, doctor and love interest to Professor Xavier. I think I wasn't reading at the time. I think they eventually decided she was a mutant too of some sort, but I don't really know the details on that. Okay. William Stryker, I believe also anti-mutant. There's going to be a few anti-mutant people in here because it's a running theme. Senator Kelly. A lot of these will be familiar from the comic books. There's Valerie Cooper. One thing I like about the X-Men is like their enemies, they're not all, people wearing tights. There's like political enemies and all kinds of crazy stuff, which is kind of cool. Abigail Brand. The name's familiar. I cannot place what her deal is though. So anyway, that's everything. That is the entire X-Men Resistance box. So we're going to move on to the next one. All right, so now we have the Clash of the Sinister Six box. All right, so Spider-Man, I think, has some of the greatest enemies, maybe in all of comic books, for sure. I mean, certainly in Marvel. So this is a very exciting one to get into. So let's flip it over and see what we have here. I'm going to zoom in just a bit because these are smaller boxes here. Over the years, there have been many versions of the infamous supervillain group known as the Sinister Six, formed by outcasts whose only common traits seem to be a casual disregard for law and order as well as a general hatred of Spider-Man. With half of them now turned into zombies, however, their dynamics have changed considerably as the war between the living and the undead escalates. Marvel Zombies Clash of the Sinister Six, a zombie-side game, is an expansion for Marvel Zombies that brings an exciting rogues gallery into the fray. With former supervillains joining either side of the battles raging across New York City, from the greens of Central Park to the dingy subway station. This expansion also introduces team versus team mode, where players can face each other, controlling both sides of the epic clash between the zombies and the living. Okay, and of course you need base Marvel Zombicide or Marvel Zombies to do this. So, let's get into this thing. I expect there may not be quite as many components in this as there are in the bigger boxes. That would make sense. I didn't actually look to see the count of the models though, so we'll see about that. Okay, so here's our rulebook for this set. Has all your components, of course, and I'm sure this also talks about your team mode and has some missions, which is great. Gotta have some missions to match the characters. All right, and then here we have some new boards. Let's take a peek here. So, again, I'm guessing Central Park could just be like a regular park, though. Subway, maybe. More park. Awesome stuff. Okay. Oh, I was like, what is that? I think that's Green Goblin's glider, looks like. Also, randomly, there's a guitar. So, there you have it. All right, what is this effect going on here? That I don't know. That's interesting. I wonder if that plays into one of the scenarios. We'll see. Okay. Got a number of tokens right here. Here's our character cards. We'll take a peek at that real fast. I'm not going to open the little card decks. I don't think. They're just not that. I mean, they're fine, but they're not that exciting to look at. So, okay. So, I'm going to zoom in a little bit. Let's see the cards a little bit better. We have Dr. Octopus, zombie, by the way, Electro Zombie, Green Goblin, Lizard, Mysterio. Oh, Mysterio's fishbowl head is broken open. Rhino, Venom, Vulture. And then we have the non-undead heroes. It looks like Black Cat, Green Goblin, Kraven, Mysterio, Rhino, Sandman, Scorpion, and Venom. So, perfect. All right. Okay, let's look at these models. I'm going to move this aside again so that this can focus better on the models. So let's get into these models. So first we're going to deal with the folks who are still living. And Mysterio, weirdest costume ever. Sorry, but what's with the fishbowl head? I don't understand. Okay, Black Cat. Here's Venom. And Scorpion. Kraven the Hunter. Did Kraven... He was in a really great storyline where he like buried Spider-Man alive a long time ago, but has he been in other like good storylines? Like, has he been a major player in anything? I really don't know. As long as it's been since I collected comics regularly, it's been even longer since I specifically collected Spider-Man, so I'm just not sure. But anyway, I'd be curious to know. Here's Sandman. Okay, now to the zombified versions. Dr. Octopus, that's a very cool model. There's actually more living ones down below I missed, but anyway, we'll get to those. Green Goblin, his glider's down, that's too bad. Electro, he looks like he's pointing and laughing at somebody to me, but I don't think that's what he's supposed to be doing. Lizard. The Vulture. Looks like Old Man Vulture too. I know at some point there was like a younger version of him. I don't know exactly how that came about or if it got reversed or what, but I kind of weirdly like the Old Man one better. I don't know why. It's made him more unique, I think, but all right. There's Rhino. And oh, this is a really cool Mysterio model. He's on like this hand that I'm sure is just an illusion, but how cool is that? They really did a fantastic job with these. No doubt about it. And here's Zombie Venom. It was just like a freaking mess, which I love. Brilliant. Let me show you the two other non-dead characters here. So there's Living Green Goblin and Living Rhino. And then we have our two, non-superhero people. Flash Thompson and Gwen Stacy. So, there you are. All right. So that's everything in the Sinister Six box. All right. So now we're moving on to Marvel Zombies Hydra Resurrection. All right. Let me flip this over and see what it says. Cut off one head, two more shall take its place. But when Red Skull commands an army of undead Hydra soldiers, even the ones with severed heads will continue his megalomaniacal crusade. I'm having so much trouble saying megalomaniac. That. I had to edit like 5 times, and I don't know why. I know the word, I can't say it for some reason. So, S.H.I.E.L.D. and its allies have no choice but to stand against this dark organization. Heroes will have no place in a world controlled by Red Skull's fanatical hordes. Hail Hydra! Alright, Marvel Zombies Hydra Resurrection, a Zombified game, is an expansion for Marvel Zombies in both zombie mode and hero mode. It brings the conflict between S.H.I.E.L.D. and Hydra to new heights. As the chaos between living and zombie heroes rages on, Red Skull attempts to seize power by commanding a legion of zombie Hydra soldiers. Well-trained and well-armed, this horde will pose a threat to superheroes and zombie heroes alike. So defend the shield helicarrier and storm Hydra's secret base under penalty of getting crushed by Red Skull's implacable fist. So let's get into this box and see what we got. I have to admit, like back when I was reading comics, whenever S.H.I.E.L.D. got involved in things, I was like, boring. I didn't want to see, you know, human folks with guns dealing with things when I could be reading about superheroes. It was not my thing. So, you know, the Marvel movies and stuff have kind of brought me around a little bit to liking some of the S.H.I.E.L.D. folks. So, but I don't know if it, you know, if this had been just all like S.H.I.E.L.D. specific people, I probably wouldn't have gotten the set, but it's got some cool heroes in here too. So I had to just add it in there. So, okay. Here's a rule book, which probably has some missions. Yeah, probably it looks like mostly missions, as you might expect. Okay. I'm just glancing as I open up this pack. This has some different color for some of the models, and I'm not sure exactly why, but we'll figure that out maybe. Or we won't, but eventually I will when I play it. Okay, so I'm guessing this is all going to be maybe S.H.I.E.L.D., helicarrier, rooms, maybe Hydra-based stuff, but I think it's probably going to be more S.H.I.E.L.D. It's pretty neat. Okay, so here's some Hydra things, obviously. I'm sure a lot of these could be used as either, honestly, so that's cool. All right, great. Cool. We have some of the tokens that we've had in some of the other boxes that are pretty familiar. This is a new one. I'm not sure if that's like a fiery thing or what that is, but there you have it. Let's see. Let's get into the character cards here and see who all is going to be in this box, or at least mostly. Okay, let's zoom in here. All right, we have Hawkeye, Zombie, Quicksilver, She-Hulk, Falcon, Black Widow, Loki, Ant-Man. Ant-Man looks alive, I think. Quicksilver, I was loving Quicksilver. Vision, She-Hulk, Black Widow, Falcon, and Red Skull. Okay, great. One thing they do that's probably great for shipping, but annoying for purposes of this, is they tape that little clear plastic thing over the trays of models, rather than just, you know, putting them on there, which is fine, but it makes it a little harder to get the unboxing going here. All right, so this is She-Hulk. Looking excellent. These are the living ones I'm going through first, by the way. Here's Vision. Can Vision even become a zombie? I would think not, since he's not at all human or living, but I don't know. They can justify anything in comics. Black Widow. Fantastic. All right, this is very cool. This Ant-Man on top of the flying ant. That's fantastic. Love it. There's Falcon. And finally, Quicksilver. All right, now let's look at some of the zombie versions. All right, picking right back up with Quicksilver. There's Zombie Quicksilver. He's running atop like a bunch of skulls. Zombie Falcon. I was trying to see if his bird is zombified. It kind of looks like his wings are a little jacked up there, so maybe. I would think the bird would almost have to be to keep working with him, but I don't know. All right, here's Hawkeye. There's Loki. I thought at first he was standing on Thanos' head. I don't think that's right, though, but either way, very cool. And Zombie She-Hulk. Oh. And there's Zombie Black Widow. Fantastic. Okay. So then, also living, but different color. I'm guessing maybe because maybe it's like a boss character we got to deal with. We have Red Skull. All right. Nick Fury. And Anita Hill. Very cool. And then we've got a whole bunch of these Hydra soldiers. So I think there's just these two poses though. So we'll look at those. Well, speaking of Loki, I really enjoy. I enjoy him in the movies, and I like his TV series. I'm a little torn because like I like him so much as a villain. I'm not sure how I feel about them just pretty much making him pure hero. I don't know how much I dig. I mean, you know, it's a little tricky still, but more or less, he's a hero. And man, I don't know. He's just such a villain to me that it's very odd for him to be heroic. Like, it's like being villainous and a trickster this is the core of his being. So it's really odd to me, but I still do enjoy it. I just kind of like, man, they should keep him a villain. But then, you know, they're not going to have a million movies where they fight Loki. So that's probably just how it has to be given the movie format. I love the Fantastic Four, and I don't know why. I mean, that sounds. I don't really read them that regularly. I did, you know, off and on for a bit, but I don't know. They're just a team I always have liked being in the Marvel Universe, even if I was not constantly reading about them. I don't know how to explain it. Something about them I find comforting, and I don't know what I don't know what it is. It's very strange. Anyway, enough of that. Let's flip this over and let's see what it says here. I'm going to zoom in just a bit more. High up on the top floors of the Baxter Building, Mr. Fantastic is putting the final touches on his dimensional teleporter, a device that could mean a new beginning for the remaining superheroes. However, it could also open up an infinite supply of worlds for the zombie hordes to devour. The siege of the Baxter Building has begun. Can the zombies, led by Dr. Doom, break through, or will the Fantastic Four hold fast? It says Marvel Zombies Fantastic Four Under Siege, a Zombified game is an expansion for the Marvel Zombies, introducing the last stand of the Fantastic Four against their zombie nemesis, which can be experienced in both zombie mode and hero mode. Featuring superheroes, zombie heroes, and bystanders tied to Marvel's first family, this expansion takes the action from the ground floor all the way to the roof of the Baxter Building in a unique floor-by-floor board setup that allows players to run this deadly gauntlet in order to secure Reed Richards' fantastic technology. Whew. I felt like a mouthful. All right, so let's get into this and see what we got here. Were you a fan of Fantastic Four? I'm curious. I don't know if I've known anyone who's like super into the Fantastic Four comics. The movies were, they were what they were. You know, when the first Fantastic Four movie came out, not the one that was like barely seen by anyone, but you know, the one that had Jessica Alba in it. I actually enjoyed that. I thought it was a good movie. It was fun. I didn't like the portrayal of Dr. Doom. But it was all right. But it was also before, like, we really had that big a flood of Marvel movies. There had been some that were out. I mean, I think Spider-Man come out. I think maybe X-Men had been out that time. I don't recall for sure. But, you know, we hadn't gotten, like, these crazy Avengers movies. So, you know, there was less to compare it to. And, you know, I grew up for years wishing there were cool superhero movies that there just weren't. So maybe that's part of it. Maybe my standards for it weren't that high. But I did enjoy it at the time. Now, when they rebooted it, several years later, I watched that, and God, that was such like a dark, joyless film. Like it honestly wasn't a horrible film on its own. It wasn't good, but it wasn't horrible. But it just didn't fit. It's like when they try to do Superman and they make him all dark. Like you're missing the point. It just doesn't work out. But anyway, so this is the rule book for this. A lot of missions, of course, as you might expect. So. Pretty nice. All right, let's put that to the side. Let's take a look at some of these room tiles, which are always kind of interesting to see. I'm trying to remember like when I actually, because there was like 2 periods where I collected it kind of regularly for a while. And one was, gosh, there was like this, a female thing. She was another character who had like become a thing somehow. I don't remember how. So there was that. And then there was another one where I think Reed and Sue had like a daughter, but she was like, or God, there was something, or she was like wearing the Dr. Doom armor or something. Anyway, it's been a minute, but I was reading a little bit during that time. I was also reading a lot of other stuff. So, all right, let's look at these room tiles. So we have Baxter Building sign there. Looks like like a helicopter pad thing for the Fantastic Four. You see like maybe medical bay here and a gym kind of area. Living quarters. Okay, that's interesting. I always liked how the Thing spoke in like very old-fashioned slang and lingo. That was always fun to me. So I got this Baxter thing, which I'm guessing maybe is like a start spot. I don't know. There's been one of those. There's one of those for the X-Men as well, and I'm just not sure what all they are. So, all right, let's get these character cards open. All right, Zombie Dr. Doom, Namor, Black Bolt, Super Skrull, Mr. Fantastic, Invisible Woman, The Thing, and there's Living Mr. Fantastic, Invisible Woman, Human Torch, Thing, and Super Skrull. All right, excellent. So let me get into the models here. Let's take a look at all of them. Yeah, I'm curious. I am behind on my Marvel movies, and it's funny. Like, I didn't even think about that because I know a lot of people are kind of tired of the Marvel movies. Honestly, there's a little bit of burnout, and I didn't think I was burned out because I would still happily watch them. But I also haven't been super driven to watch like the last few Marvel things. So I don't know if I'm feeling burnout and I just don't really realize it that that's what it is, but something. But I'm curious if you feel the same way. Okay, there's Mr. Fantastic. Sorry, I cut off a little bit there in case I don't know exactly when it shut off, but I was talking about how, in the first wave of movies, we kind of knew it was going to be Thanos as the big bad. And I don't know if they've really said who the new big bad is. I guess it could be Kang, maybe. There's Invisible Woman. If, if the Loki series indication could be Kang the Conqueror. That seems very possible. Very tied to Fantastic Four, and we know they're getting a movie. There's Thing. But I'm just not honestly certain, so it'll be interesting to see. There's the Human Torch. And the Super Skrull. Yeah, I don't think I watched the second Black Panther, which I've heard is great. I definitely want to see it. And I know Marvel's is coming out, which I'd like to see, but I haven't. I haven't watched the Miss Marvel show. There's a lot of things I'm just really behind on the Marvel stuff, which is weird. But there's Doctor Doom, zombie version. He's another guy that you figure, if anyone could avoid the zombie thing, like it would be him, but I guess he didn't. So, Super Skrull. This is Black Bolt. And we have Namor. And the Thing. He's got a giant chunk out of his side. This poor guy. All right, and then let's see what else we have here. Here's Zombie Invisible Woman. And Zombie Miss Fantastic. Yep. Agatha Harkness. I love that her little song from the WandaVision show was like a #1 hit because it's brilliant. And then this is Alicia Masters. I want to say this is the Thing's girlfriend. I'm not sure if that's right, but I think so. So that's everything in the Fantastic Four box. All right, so let's move on to the next expansion. This is the last of the kind of medium-size expansions. And it is Marvel Zombies Sentinel Strike. So let's flip it over and see what it says. Even as the zombie apocalypse rages on, the threats that plague the lives of heroes do not cease. Sentinels, the colossal automated mutant hunters, are still on the prowl. As the obedient robots that they are, they will hunt whoever they are programmed to, be it the living or the undead, mutant or not. But two can play at this game, as the heroes have captured and reprogrammed a Sentinel of their own. Well, that's handy. Alright, so this Marvel Zombies Sentinel Strike, a zombicide game, is an expansion for Marvel Zombies that brings the towering Sentinel robots to challenge the players. These automated hunters adapt to the player's strategies, coordinating to eliminate them over the course of specially designed missions for both zombie mode and hero mode, or any others you may want. To aid the players, the powerful Professor X himself joins the fight, in both superhero and zombie hero versions. And if that's not enough, the players can even take control of Nana, the reprogrammed Sentinel. Fantastic. All right, let's get this sucker open. I want to see these big Sentinels, because that looks cool as hell. This is a little bit deeper box than some of the other medium-sized boxes that I've opened, probably because the Sentinels are huge, I assume. Here is our rulebook. Not as thick as some of the others. I imagine there's not, there's a few missions. Not probably as many specific rules, I'm guessing. All right, so here we have our character pack. This is a little different because I don't have to cut it open. It has like a little, it's a little peely bag thing. It's a technical term, I'm sure. All right, so let's take a peek at what we got here. Oops, zoom in real quick. All right, we have Zombie Professor X, regular Professor X, and Nana. Or Nana. I don't know how you want to say it. But either way, that one. Cool. All right. Let's get to the models. This one's not going to take very long. There's no room tiles or anything in this one, so this will be fast. So there he is. That is Living Professor X. And so we'll go ahead and take a look at Zombie Professor X. Fantastic. Okay. All right, fair warning, you guys. They really went hard when they strapped those Sentinels in. I just ended up cutting off because I didn't want to try to untie basically the twist tie, because that seems crazy to me. So anyway, just be forewarned. You might want to have strong scissors by you or something, because Exacto wasn't the ideal thing to do. Anyway, here's one of the Sentinels. Looks fantastic. This one might be the nano one, because I know like in the card, that one was kneeling, but I'm not sure. I don't know if it matters too much which one you use for that, but maybe. But they're very cool looking, for sure. So, love those Sentinels. Okay, let's move on to the next one. We're getting into some smaller stuff before we get to the really big stretch goal thing. This is, let me zoom in real close here, Marvel Zombies Guardians of the Galaxy set. So let's take a peek here. Even in the vastness of space, nobody is safe from the zombie invasion. Not even a close-knit band of misfits like the Guardians of the Galaxy was able to keep from being torn in half in the wake of the outbreak. But their troubles and the entire universes are only just starting, because zombies may be bad, but a zombie Thanos is way worse. And a zombie Thanos in possession of the Infinity Stones? Well, now that's just what nightmares are made of. Sounds like it. Alright, Marvel Zombies Guardians of the Galaxy set, a zombified game, is an expansion for Marvel Zombies that adds a roster of space-dwelling characters to the game, including the ragtag members of the Guardians of the Galaxy. This band of living and zombie heroes must all contend with the momentous threat of zombie Thanos as he wields the Infinity Stones to fulfill his mad plan. Okay, great. Let's get into it here. After this, I have one more regular expansion that's even smaller that I'll be unboxing. And then finally, we'll have the stretch goal box, which is going to be, I think, probably all the models and the cards that go with them, which is cool. Okay, very small rulebook here. Just talk about Thanos stuff. It's really almost more of a pamphlet than a rulebook, I would say. All right, let me get into this. All right, zoom in real good here. And we have Drax, Gamora, Groot, Mantis, Nebula, Nova, Rocket, Zombie Drax, Zombie Mantis, Zombie Nebula, Zombie Rocket, Zombie Star-Lord, and Zombie Thanos. That does sound like it'd be really bad, you know? Zombie Thanos? I'm not into it. Okay, moved everything else to the side so we can focus on the models. Focus being the key word. I don't want them to be all blurry. All right, so first off, we have Gamora, looking badass as always. It's Nova. There's Groot. And Drax. I tell you, Dave Bautista did a great job playing Drax. It's awesome. This looks like Mantis. And then we got Rocket. And Nebula. That's all our living heroes. So we got Zombie Rocket. Zombie Star-Lord, who does not come as a living hero on this set, although he might be in the stretch goal stuff, I'm guessing. I don't know. There's Zombie Nebula. Zombie Drax has a lot of weapons just sticking through him. Seen better days. Here's Zombie Mantis. And of course, Zombie Thanos. Bad news. But that's not all, of course. We also have Cosmo. And perhaps most importantly, Howard the Duck. Gotta have Howard the Duck. Brilliant. That was a very small expansion, and yet still the actual smallest expansion that we're going to have. So we'll move on to our next one. Okay, here we go. This is the smallest of the expansions. It's the Marvel Zombies Artist Special Edition set. So let's see what it says on the back here. Marco Cicchetto is an Italian comic book artist living in Venice. Marco works exclusively for Marvel Comics and has worked on many major titles, including Avengers, Daredevil, Old Man Hawkeye, Punisher, Spider-Man, Wolverine, and X-Men. He is the artist responsible for all the character artwork in the Marvel Zombies board game. Okay. So, Marvel Zombies Artist Special Edition set, a Zombicide game, is an expansion for Marvel Zombies featuring 6 superheroes in versions that bring to life the specific comic designs of Marco Cicchetto. I am so sorry if I'm saying that wrong, I'm just not certain. These characters not only have brand new looks, but their game mechanics have been reworked to replicate their nature in the comic issues illustrated by Marco Cicchetto. So that's very interesting. I like having some variant on the characters. So let's get into this. Let's see what Marco has created here. I am liking the art in this game, so I'm curious to see maybe some of his art in some comic books he's drawn. I should probably look into that. All right, so here's our character cards. Let me open this up. We have Old Man Logan, Old Man Hawkeye, Daredevil, Daredevil Elektra, Marshall Bullseye. I'm not familiar with that. That's interesting. And Spider-Man. Okay, great. Let's take a look at the models for these guys. Let me put this to the side. We have Old Man Hawkeye, Daredevil, kind of crazy pose, but you know, that's Daredevil for you. So this must be Daredevil Elektra, which I don't know, was Elektra a Daredevil for a while? I don't know. That's what it sounds like. All right, Marshall Bullseye. He looks cool. I don't know anything about this iteration of the character, but that looks neat. Spider-Man. That's a cool model of Spider-Man. And finally, Old Man Logan. Excellent. Okay. So that's it for that one. So that on the way, let's move on to our stretch goal box. All right, here it is. This is a big box. I think probably full of just models for the most part. And their cards, of course, to go with them. But I don't think there's going to be a bunch of rules in here. I could be wrong, but I don't think so. We'll find out. Let me flip this over and we'll see what it says about this. It says nothing. It just says you need basic Marvel Zombies to do this. So that's fine. That's what it is. So let's get into it. Let's take a look at these cool models. This has been a long one if you did watch the entire thing. So thank you for sticking with it. If you have, that's great. If you watch in chunks, that's also fantastic. I love it. I like to talk to you people. I wish that it was easier for you guys to chat back with me, but you know, it is what it is. So let's get into this box. I already see some of my favorite characters on here. Some X-Men that I really like. Okay, we're getting there. Okay, it's got the box within a box thing. Is this? Oh God, I think that's probably gonna take the whole thing. Yep. Okay. All right. Okay. And this opens on the side, so we're going to slide stuff out, I think. So I'm gonna move all this to the side so that it's not causing focus issues. Hopefully, I'm trying anyway. I'm gonna zoom in because we're gonna need to zoom in for the models anyhow. So there's a lot of characters, and so there are a lot of character cards. Let's look at those first. And let's see what all we're getting in here, because there's a lot of people here. I think a lot of the characters that, had maybe zombie versions in the other boxes and no living versions probably have them in here, and vice versa. But we'll see. All right. So I think we're starting with living people. Yeah, so the blue background is the living folks. So Baron Zemo, Beast. Ooh, these are kind of stuck together a little bit. Black Bolt. So Black Bolt's in the Inhumans. Man, are people into the Inhumans? I don't know. I never could get excited about them. I just didn't. I wish I could have. And there probably are great stories out there that I just haven't read. I haven't sought out their stories. But whenever they showed up in comics, I was like, meh, I don't know. I like Medusa, but I liked her better as a Fantastic Four villain when she was with the Frightful Four. But anyway, that's just me. Black Knight. Blade. Bullseye. I hope I don't skip any cards. These are really kind of stuck together for some reason. Captain America. Captain Marvel. Interesting haircut. Carnage. Ooh. Crossbones. Cyclops. Living Cyclops is not holding his head to the side, which is probably a good thing. Daredevil. Dark Phoenix. I can see that it's Dark Phoenix and not, just regular Phoenix. That's cool. Deadpool. I'd be happy with regular Phoenix too, don't get me wrong. Doctor Doom. Dr. Octopus. Electra. Emma Frost. I love Emma Frost. She's awesome. Gambit. Ghost Rider. Hawkeye. Hulk. Iceman. Iron Man. Jessica Jones. That's cool. I love the Jessica Jones show. That was great. Especially the first season for sure. I kind of, it wasn't as good the second season. I didn't even actually get through it. I got kind of distracted by other things. But the first one was amazing. Juggernaut. Kingpin. Kitty Pryde. Oops. Lizard. Loki, Luke Cage, Miles Morales, Moon Knight, Morbius, Namor, Nightcrawler, so many heroes, Psylocke, Sabretooth, Shang-Chi, Spider-Woman, Star-Lord, Vulture, War Machine, Wasp, Winter Soldier, and now we're into zombies. Good grief, that's a lot of people. So you have Beast, Black Cat, Zombie, Bullseye, Colossus, Daredevil, Doctor Strange, Elektra, Gambit, Gamora, Giant Man, Human Torch, Kingpin, Kraven, Luke Cage, Magneto, Moon Knight, Miss Marvel, Multiple Man, Mystique, Nightcrawler, Nova, Rogue, Scarlet Witch, Scorpion, Storm, Thor, Winter Soldier, Wolverine, and that's it. Okay. Whew. That is a lot of just characters, as you might expect. All right, we're going to get into the models now. Hopefully I can kind of, sort of, tell them apart, kind of. Right, there is our living Captain Marvel. Here's Deadpool. Captain America. The Hulk. Just such great models across the board. I have not been disappointed with any of them. They're all really great. Here's Wasp. Iron Man. War Machine. There's Namor. Got some octopus tentacles going on behind him. I believe that's Black Bolt. Baron Zemo. Hawkeye. Got the Winter Soldier. There's our living Star-Lord. I knew we had to have living Star-Lord somewhere. There he is. Doctor Doom. Fantastic. Crossbones. Got Loki alive. Glad to see that. Iceman. Very cool. I may do a little bit of white on him in spots just to make him look frostier, but we'll see. I may not do. He's good as he is. Cyclops. And a very typically boring pose for Cyclops. Sorry, but really. Psylocke. Alright, I got Beast. Here's everyone's favorite Cajun, Gambit. Nightcrawler. Here's big old Juggernaut. It'd be fun to play Juggernaut, I think, in a game like this. I mean, I don't know how his abilities work out, but I feel like he just run around smashing into people. We'll see. Here's Sabretooth. Emma Frost. Very excited about Emma Frost. She's a badass. And this is Kitty Pryde. She's got a little pet dragon Lockheed with her. Excellent. Okay, onto the second tray of models. We have good old Doc Ock here. I believe this is Carnage, looks like. There's Moon Knight. Excellent model there. I love painting capes and cloaks. I don't know if I'm good at it, but I enjoy it. So I like that all these people have that. This looks like probably Vulture and Lizard. We have Electro. I like how his lightning is very, like, you know, cartoon kind of lightning. Like the zigzag pattern. I don't know. I think that's kind of fun. Okay, I believe that's Morbius. I didn't see the Morbius movie. Heard it was awful. So I don't know. Maybe someday I'll watch if I'm very bored and I just want to watch something to laugh at. I don't know. I don't even know if it's good to laugh at, so let me know what you think about that. Here's Blade. Also, Jared Leto is a weirdo, man. I'm not saying I wouldn't watch a Jared Leto movie, but he's concerning in a lot of ways, I think. All right, I believe that's Ghost Rider. Looks actually really strange. Maybe just because he doesn't have his motorcycle. It's kind of throwing me off a little bit. But... all right, here we have Black Knight. Very cool. Okay, I believe this is Miles Morales. He doesn't have his full, like, true Spider-Man costume yet. Okay. I believe that's Spider-Woman. We have Daredevil. Elektra, looking cool as always. Got the Kingpin. We have Bullseye. I had to look at the back of the box for him because I couldn't recognize him by that model very well. All right, Luke Cage. Oh, he just keeps pretty much regular clothes on. All right, Jessica Jones and Shang-Chi. I think that might be the last of the living heroes in this box. I'm not totally certain, but I have a few other kind of people to look for, or look at rather. Okay, this is Vanessa Fisk. Somehow tied to Kingpin. I'm not familiar with the character though, but you know, same last name, so I assume. We have Foggy Nelson, Matt Murdock's partner. All right, Harry Osborn. So he's bad news in a lot of ways. Jimmy Woo. Dum Dum Dugan from S.H.I.E.L.D. Claire Temple. Not familiar with that character, but that's okay. Karen Page, Matt Murdock's girlfriend. She had it rough. A lot of problems with her. Ben Urich, or Urich? I'm not sure exactly how you're supposed to say it, but him, that's for sure. And Happy Hogan. Is he another S.H.I.E.L.D. guy? I'm not actually sure. So anyway, there we go. That's our second tray of models. We're down to the final zombie tray. So let's get through it. Let's see if we can see who everybody is, and we'll be done. We'll be done with Marvel Zombies. It's been a long haul here. We have Scarlet Witch. I did like the Marvel Zombies animated thing on Netflix. That was really good, and Scarlet Witch was creepy as hell in that, but there's Doctor Strange. We kind of saw zombie Doctor Strange in his Multiverse of Madness movie. Here's Thor. I know some people didn't like that movie, but I thought it was fun, so I don't know. Miss Marvel stretching. Looks a lot of control to me, but I guess that's what happens. Here's Winter Soldier. At first I thought this might be Ghost Rider because of the motorcycle, but I think I just really want a Ghost Rider motorcycle in here, and I don't have one, so. Okay. Human Torch. There's Black Cat. Here we got Daredevil. And Elektra. God, I wish I thought I was going to have time to paint all these. I really would love to paint all these. It'd be so amazing on the table if they're all painted. We'll see if it ever happens, but... Kingpin. He's got something sticking out of his shoulder. Someone tried to stop him, and it didn't go that well. Alright, here's Bullseye. This is more... I feel like this is more noticeably Bullseye than the living Bullseye model was. At least, you know, when he's not painted up. Alright, there's Luke Cage. We got Scorpion. And Kraven. Alright, here's Mystique. I wonder if she could still shapeshift it to like a non-dead looking thing. I don't know. Here's Rogue. And Beast. Boy, superpowered zombies would really suck. I mean, I know that's kind of obvious, but god dang, can you imagine? Like, they're bad enough just normally, but how do you even consistently hide from super powered ones? All right, there's Gamora. There's been a couple of these that I had to look on the back of the box to see who they were, just because I couldn't immediately tell. Here is Nova and Moon Knight. Moon Knight's got some dead guys hopping up next to him. That's amazing looking. Got big armored guy, Colossus, and Nightcrawler. I believe that's Gambit. His like staff is like sticking through his chest. Love that. Let's see, and Wolverine. Okay. Magneto. There's Storm. So I'm gonna do my very favorite one last here. Okay. Got Zombie Giant Man, so he's obviously very big. He was really tight in there, just like the Sentinels were, so just be aware, you're probably going to want to cut it out. I mean, you could go and try to twist, but it's like a twist tie, but they actually like made kind of a knot out of it, which is maybe a bit much, I think. But anyway, and then finally, the one I'm most excited about, Dark Phoenix. How awesome is that? This would be very hard to paint because I don't think you can detach her from the Firebird behind her, so painting her back would be difficult. That being said, it's also not something you can easily see, so if it's imperfect, not a big deal, but that's what it is. Holy smokes, folks, I am damn near exhausted going through all those boxes and just model after model and whatnot. I hope it's been enjoyable for you, though. You know, I love seeing these awesome models, and hope you do too. It's hard to come up with something to say for all of these people because there's so many, but I would love to hear your thoughts on really any part of this, any characters you were especially excited to see or play as, or, you know, if you don't think this is a good idea, whatever, I'd like to know. Also, I don't know if you've seen, they've announced they're coming out with Zombified a Deceased, which is sort of like the DC zombie thing. I've never read any of that, so I don't know exactly how it goes. So I'm curious about that, if you'll be getting into that or not. I'm not sure. I'm not as big a fan of the broader DC universe. I really like the Batman stuff and some other stuff here and there too, but I don't know. I'll think about it. We'll see. It's going to be very expensive, so I don't know that I'll do that. But are you going to be doing that? Are you more a DC person? That's cool. You know, I don't think the movies have been as good as the comic books. You know, that's a bit more arguable. There's some great comics out there for sure. And like I said, I love Batman stuff. I could read Batman and its related stuff all day. So I'm going to look at it. We'll see what happens. But let me know any of your thoughts regarding anything that you've seen in this. I would just love to know. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please hit like and subscribe and click the little bell icon so you can know it the next time I put out a video. Otherwise, I look forward to see you all around the table again at All Games New and Old. Bye. Hey, you made it to the end. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you like it, share it, and click this button to subscribe. If you like that one, you might also like this one.
Or this one.
I cannot believe what I did in that one. Holy cow.
I can.
Of course you can. All right. Anyway, we'll see you around the table.
Bye.
Bye.